Before today's video starts, everybody, I just want to let you know the reason why I haven't been uploading so much is because school, holidays, and just some other personal stuff. But I'll get to that in another video. But for now, try to enjoy this one at least, and I heavily apologize for the wait. Hello, Stars and Dragoons, Alex here, and today's a bit of a different video. See, I meant to have this done a few months ago, but lots of things just came in the way, and while I won't get into a lot of personal stuff, just 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 know that I've had this video idea planned for a little while now. So, without any further ado, let's just get into it, shall we? So, as some of you may know, I have recently, well, I shouldn't say recently, but a few weeks ago, I finished up Resident Evil VIIIage. And I wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the game itself as its own separate video, instead of just me trying to do some post-commentary stuff. In fact, I think that's how I'm going to handle most games going forward, because the way I have my current setup is not ideal for that kind of multitasking. But anyway, so Resident Evil VIIIage. I personally think it's great. It's a great mix of Resident Evil 7, which was the bulk of the gameplay, with a few nods to Resident Evil 4. In the fact that we had a character that can sell us weapons, upgrade weapons, and we can find and sell treasures. As well, the treasures can be combined, But, okay, where should I start first? Let's start with the characters, okay? Ethan, I felt, was a bit of the same from 7, but this time he properly what was what I'm looking for. He had actual emotion in his delivery, if he was frustrated, which was like 90% of his playthrough, he could he could verbally express it, because one of the running jokes with Ethan is that we never see his face. Even though I hear that's a rumor, I'm not too sure on that, but yeah, Mia, don't really think much changed, because she wasn't that much of a big factor. Like she was more like a plot MacGuffin, something to get the plot rolling. And then we get to Chris. Oh boy, Chris. This whole fiasco could have been avoided if he just took 10 seconds, not even 10 seconds, to explain to Ethan that girl wasn't Mia. Yeah, he wouldn't believe him at first, but Chris is one of the most respected characters, I feel, because not only can he punch boulders, but also Ethan was practically trained by Chris, I think. If my personal playthrough and memory of my very first one, which was the Let's Play, served me right. Again, that's a big if. So, bear that in mind. Now, with the villains, okay, so I'll start with boss order, okay? And unfortunately, that leads me to Lady Domitres. Oh god, the one character that broke the internet, am I right? like like seriously, people tend to like look past her figure and her height, so is that like I don't see a whole lot wrong with her, but I do notice a bit of a pattern. Like, so with Resident Evil 2 Remake, 7, and this game, well, no, actually, rephrase that. With Resident Evil 7, that started the whole trend of a superpowered enemy that is chasing you all throughout the mansion level of the game, right? In Resident Evil 7's case, that was Jack. Resident Evil 2 Remake also had this idea with Mr. X. And I know technically the game refers to him as Tyrant, but come on, that's Mr. X right there. Sorry about that. But anyway, um, um, Lady D, which is what I'm calling her for short. She's the third character to fill that role. So it's like, oh boy, sorry about that. Like, how to put this? She like with her now, I'm practically expecting there to be a fourth version of Jack, basically, because that's kind of the role she filled, even though she was kind of her own character. I say kind of because really all I got from her was a sexist, feminine bitch. Like she even called Ethan a man thing. That's something that no one should be called. Okay, okay, sorry. Words and me do not mix, but I don't like Lady D's feminist personality because she holds her daughters in very high regards, which I mean, like she's a surrogate mother, I know, but the thing is, she treats Ethan like he's a beast, and well, like a beast or a snack. And I mean, like, that's kind of screwed up. But yeah, with her castle, I thought that it was a standard Resident Evil experience, but with a nice European castle twist. That was actually pretty good for me. So next we have Donna. Donna was actually pretty interesting because all that shit in her mansion, that was all hallucinations, but we as a player didn't really know that, and as a result of, well, actually, uh most of that stage took place in, well, basically it was a survival puzzle experience, which was pretty interesting because Resident Evil hasn't really taken a chance like that. When you think of Resident Evil, right, you think of more like item management, shoot things down, but not Outlast style of horror, which is what I got from that segment. So, but I also got, well, like, personally, for me, I got Child's Play vibes from her because of Donna's doll's personality, but also Batman ventriloquist, believe it or not, because we have a sort of like a split personality character, because Donna is controlling the puppet, right? So it was that was like well, I thought so. No, well. And then we have probably my least favorite actually, and that would be Moreau. So reason why he is my least favorite is because of the electric bridge puzzle. I wasn't a fan of that. In fact, I'm still not a fan of it. I'm still not a fan of it. Like, you have to be super fast and precise with that. Like, it's not even funny. But as a character, I do think that freaking I'm just trying to not stammer too much, but but um Moreau, I think, is the one that you're supposed to feel a whole lot of sympathy for. That is assuming if you read a lot of the documents in the game, which is pretty standard for the franchise, because they've been doing that since game one. But I do think that his boss battle is a little bit crap because he was so freaking durable. Like in my playthrough, you notice that I took him out easily, but that was because I was on the easiest setting. Hold on. Sorry. But like but like I was on the easiest setting for that playthrough, and on my own personal playthrough I went to the normal difficulty, and he whooped me 6 ways from Sunday, Like he was that much of a pain. Like Jesus. So it's like if there's a new version of the game, I do think that it'd be a good idea to nerf his health a little bit. Not necessarily substantially, but just a little bit, Well, anywho, next we have the one that my girlfriend sims for, love you, honey, is that she is Karl Heisenberg. Oh boy, Karl. Okay, so lots of people like to give Capcom crap that they copied a movie called Army of Frankenstein, which I have seen. Which I have seen. Granted, it was years ago, but I have seen it. But a lot of enemy designs are very similar to that movie, and to that I say, you realize that people can make reference to whatever they want, right? So long as they make subtle changes, which they did. So it's like it's not complete copyright infringement. It's just like, hey, loving homage or whatever. Or maybe they didn't even see the movie. They didn't even know that it existed and made this model anyway. So who knows? Although personally, though, I think I'd be the only one on the actual team who'd see it. but that's if like I was a part of the team, which I don't think which I probably won't ever be. But neither here nor there. Karls Area I found pretty interesting because it's like a World War II production line. Okay, so think about it now. I get a lot of Wolfenstein flashbacks with it because of the human experimentation that Karl's been doing over there. So like I can personally see Germany using some of these things in if World War II went their way. So, but I do think that Karl had the best boss fight in the game. Like, you drove a tank that had rocket launchers, it had rocket launchers, a minigun, a chainsaw. Woo! That was the best part of the game. That was one of the best parts of the game, and I had a smile on to pretty much throughout that whole fight. It was like, love that. But then we get to Mother Miranda, which was, like a bog standard pumper full of lead, and don't get hit, or at least hit too hard. Well, but I did have a few complaints. Mainly with one element in the story that to be fair, I may be missing the point. So feel free to roast me about that in the comments, but personally, the twist ending that Ethan was actually dead for most of Resident Evil 7 and how he's nearly dead here, that sucked. No, seriously, like that was one of the worst plot twists I've ever seen. Like, seriously? Like, I get that it's to sort of explain Ethan's healing ability, why he's able to take so much damage and keep on going, but did we really need that? Did we need Evelyn, Evie, the main bad from Resident Evil 7, to come back? I don't think so. We didn't need Ethan to talk with her again. And I just want to say that whole segment alone was driving me up a freaking wall because I just wanted to punt this little monster in the face. I get that she physically looks like she's like 10 or something, but no, she is a freaking bioweapon if I ever saw one. But just I hate Evelyn in that sequence. I hate her. I didn't mind her so much in 7 because we barely got any interaction with her, and plus, spoiler alert, if you didn't play Resident Evil 7, Evie is the old lady in the game that pretty much appears every time you enter a plot progressive room. So, there's that. But anyway, trying to think. But yeah, like, the plot twist of Ethan being dead the whole time freaking sucked. I didn't like it. Like, personally, I think that we should have ended the game with Chris. And that would have been like an easy thing to do because you had Chris already. You just needed to work out a way for ammo and stuff. Maybe get rid of one of the abilities that Chris had, Like, but in terms of favorite segment in the game, I think Chris was the best because you had this military grade equipment. You were mowing down the foot soldiers of the game, and just like, using rockets on the big guys, like, oh, satisfying. I want a first person Resident Evil game where we play as Chris. That's what I want. No small segment in the main campaign, no DLC story, just a full-length Resident Evil game that's first person where we play as a fully military decked out Chris Redfield. That is the game I want. It may not be horror, but who cares? Well, anyway, but in terms of other complaints, there was a bit of a glitch I encountered on both playthroughs of mine. And that was when you got one of the masks in Lady D's castle. So basically, after you beat one of the daughters in the armory room, you you need a deer statue, or not deer statue, you need a deer skull to act as a placeholder for the mask. And as soon as you exit the door, Lady D is right there, and you're trapped in a corner. And she's pretty much impervious to all of your weapons until her boss fight. So, yeah, I think that needs to be ironed out there, Capcom. But Chris also being very closed with Ethan, like saying that this was way over his head and whatnot, but like, ugh, sorry, just like the game had problems, but it's still a great experience, and I'm looking forward to Resident Evil 9. And side note, I do hope that it's codenamed Helix, because DNA stuff that's been going on. But anyway, yeah, Resident Evil 5, fantastic game. If by some reason you have not played it, play it, please, for the love of God, play it. And that's really all I have to say about it. But a personal rating, though, I give it like an 8 out of 10. Because of some gameplay glitches, and also because of the fucking storyline and missed opportunities. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, until next time,